can you stop dropping hints about how?
No, time out. This would never happen with you because no one could pull me from you. But like, let's say I had somebody who wasn't as like rock solid as you and I.
Yo, what's good, mi gente? Episode 3 of TMT. It's me, your boy, El Cipher with Robo. Strange. He's not a doctor yet. What's going on, fam?
No, not yet. I'm in med school. I'm not. I wish.
I mean, you don't have to go to med school to become a doctor. You could literally.
That's true.
You could like literally, do what Dr. Phil did and just call yourself a doctor, and people will be
just do it. I'm pretty sure he has a PhD. I'm gonna tell you what. Like, remember I was talking about the light before? I'm over here like overly critiquing your shit as if I don't have like things that should be hung up, just leaning against the wall behind me.
Oh,
but you know,
I thought that was part of the aesthetic. Honestly, I was like,
it is.
It is. See, look at that. I'm over here, low key. I'm looking at this and I'm like, damn, bro, this dude got this like I'm moving in, moving out. You don't know what's going on. You know what? It's just how laid back I am. Yeah. You know, whatever.
It has nothing to do with being too lazy to put them up on the wall.
Whatever, man.
What I was gonna say. So I critiqued the light, right? I was like, I think it's too light. I think it's too bright behind you. Yada yada yada. But though, as soon as you came in, like the smoke was there and it had the purple on. I was like sitting here. As soon as we went live, I'm like, damn, that looks dope.
That's why I was doing it too. I'm like,
yeah.
I come up, like, damn, I should definitely invest in a smoke. I ain't gonna lie. I should invest in a smoke machine. You know what I mean? Not a bong, an actual smoke machine. Just,
yeah. No, I know.
No, because sometimes.
Like, are they doing a horror movie? I'm like, yeah. He blew smoke out one time. The purple light hit it, and then he bought a smoke machine after that. It's just always around.
Can we not talk about horror movies? I'm gonna be by myself for the next 10 days in this household.
Oh, I know. Dude, you should do it. You should have a marathon.
Yes.
Just watch horror movies by yourself.
Bro, if you see me at your doorstep at 3 a.m. because like I have nobody else to go to, it's like, hey man, is the couch available?
The main couch is available. That's a full house. Mm-hmm. It's a full house, but you can't do the living room couch.
I appreciate it. Hey, you know what? The fact that it's a full house will make me feel more secure. I was like,
even better. Yeah, even better. I'm like, okay. Monsters never attack when there's a lot of people in the house. Everybody knows that.
If they do, you know what I mean? Like the dude that brought the monster is always the last to go.
True, because in the sequel, you have to like have that trauma from being the survivor.
Survivor,
right?
Yeah, exactly. It works. I'll be in your house this tomorrow night.
Bet.
I actually pulled this scenario from that account on Twitter, 6 Brown Chicks. By the way, great content. Let me read this to you.
Yeah.
I want your opinion. Yeah. Hold up. Remember, third grade reading skills.
I'm ready. I love how I never get these early. I never know what the hell you're about to read. I'm like, okay. All right. What's going on here?
Been with Kiana for 4 years, and I've always looked out for someone sexier who could upgrade my lifestyle. I've been an older woman and bounced. A mutual friend helped me move my stuff out, and then he moved in with Kiana behind my back. My older woman gave me a deadline to move out May 1st, and I want to reconnect with Kiana, but my former friend is blocking me. He says they're serious. He wants my blessing to marry her. I said, fuck no. How to break them up? This king misses his castle and queen. Please hurry. So recap, right? He's been with Kiana for 4 years. However, Kiana,
that's his girl. That's his wife. What?
That's his girl.
Is a girl? Okay,
that's his shorty.
So this is a dude talking.
Right?
Okay.
At least I'm assuming, right? Yeah.
Okay, yeah, not true.
So, homie, well, actually, no, because he said this king misses his queen. You know what I mean? This dude has been with Kiana for 4 years. But
that's his girl.
But he always looked for somebody who was sexier and that can upgrade his lifestyle. Now he met this.
Okay, so he's always been looking for a replacement.
Exactly. So Kiana is a placeholder in his life.
Got it. Mm-hmm.
So he met this older shorty, Sugar Mama, right? However, not specified here, but I guess if Sugar Mama was not with the shits and told him, yo, you need to move out by May 1st. So in a few days, actually, of the time of recording.
To move out with her? Like,
no.
He doesn't. No, she doesn't want her.
She doesn't want him around. right? She's like,
so this is not Kiana. Okay. Sugar Mama's like, this is done. Get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out. You got to May 1st to leave, right?
So that means he's already broke up with Kiana then by this point.
Yeah, exactly. Now the homie that helped him move out from with Kiana to move with the older shorty, he saw the opportunity. He's like, bro, this is my queen now, right? And the dude was like, okay, first of all, I want my queen back. The friend was like, nah, bro, it's serious. And then the friend asked him for his blessing on marrying Kiana. He said, hell no. Now he wants advice on how to break up with her. Oh, not break up with her, how to break them up. Bro, plot twist upon plot twist, man. Homie.
Okay, all right.
So give us that sage knowledge.
So check this out.
I'm sorry, hold on.
It's going to be...
I'm sorry. Yo, the audacity. No, I'm thinking about it. Like, the audacity of some people, I swear. Yeah, go ahead.
So check this out.
Remember, he said, hurry up.
Yeah. So here's what I have to say about this. Like, let's go to the baseline that I think a lot of people are going to talk about, and it's going to talk about bro code. I have not seen the comment section to this, but I'd be willing to bet there's a significant amount of people that are going to say something about how the dude with Kiana is in the wrong here because that's the homie, right? I'm going to go with somewhere in the middle. I think eventually there's no such thing as bro codes, just priorities in relationships in general, right? You know, like if, the gods forbid I end up single for whatever reason and you're the homie, and some woman that I'm dating for, 1 week, so I don't like Chris, stop talking to Chris. Okay, she gets the boot. She gets the boot not because of bro code. She gets the boot because we have a stronger friendship and a relationship, blah, 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 right? But let's say I fall in love. Oh, man, there's another one.
Yeah, I know.
Damn,
I know.
I'm always doing these.
Bro, I swear.
God damn.
Like,
I'm not even trying to. It's not.
Can you stop dropping?
It's not a running gag.
Can you stop dropping hints about how...
No, time out. This would never happen with you because no one could pull me from you. But like, let's say I had somebody who wasn't as like rock solid as you and I.
I swear, bro. Yo, you know what's crazy? It's like, I know you're not even trying this. Like, it's not a running joke.
I know. I don't know how to do bits. It keeps coming up like,
if it's a week, bro. No, of course not. We're stronger than that. Now, if it's a month, I mean, I don't know, Chris. You may have to.
Nah, let's be real. I don't really like you that much. Like, you just entertain now. Look, this is how I think human nature is. I think people who say otherwise are lying. That's why there's the trope of, oh, look at this dude. He doesn't even want to hang out anymore because he's too like cuffed
whipped
up with somebody else.
He's whipped.
Right? He's whipped. He's that. Or but everyone does it, right? The lady friend's like, oh, now she doesn't want to hang out anymore, bro. That is how evolution has driven us. Everybody is looking for their mate.
Not only that, can I interrupt you real quick?
Go, yeah.
The only people that complain about that are the single people that don't be in relationship
100%.
or have
or are unhappy in their relationship.
I had terrible experience with their relationship, right? Because I
Yes.
promise you, I've never had that complaint or heard like a mutual friend or whatever complain about somebody who's spending too much time with the significant other. If anything, people who are on the same boat understand, like, hey, bro, I understand. Do your thing. Hit me up what you can. Fix your situation. If there's a situation to fix, of course.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of my best friends, like Justin Perrin, bro, he doesn't even have kids, but he has a wife. He has a job. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, hey, bro, if I don't call you for a month, I was busy. You're busy too. Like, we get it. You know what I mean? Nobody out there. I'm telling you, this is children talk. I don't care. If you are a grown-ass adult who's disagreeing with me, I'm sorry if this offends you, but I really do think this is like high school childish talk.
So grow the fuck up.
For real. Now, let me be clear. I don't mean like this is like, you gotta be specific with these kind of scenarios. I'm not saying that as soon as you think you're in love, that it's healthy to just cut off all your friends in social life, or just because the girl doesn't want you around, or blah, blah, blah. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that the natural flow of things is when it comes to priorities, the person you're falling in love with is going to take priority. You know what I mean? Like, you and your lady are in love. You guys will be married one day, right? Now, I'm not saying that if she today were like, I don't like Robo, cut him off, never talk to him again. Of course that would be a problem. Of course that'd be a big fight. And I'd even go further as to say, it wouldn't even be a big fight so much because of our relationship. It'd be a big fight because that'd be a toxic thing on her part to do.
No,
like, wait a minute.
So
you know what I'm saying?
So I understand completely. There is lines drawn in this line,
right?
Drawn in the sand, right? Because to me, it's crazy because I never personally been in a situation. I lied one time and didn't work out when somebody wanted me to cut off a friend for whatever reason, and I'm like, no, because there's a certain level of control that a person's never gonna have over me, right? And control and respect of boundaries, two different things. Right. And I always say, like, look, if you want me to cut this person off for no good reason, at least a reason that I don't think is good enough for me to cut off this person, like he has never disrespected you or I, whatever the case may be. I think it was because that particular homie, if I remember correctly, was single. And the person's like, oh, when you hang out with him, you might be tempted to partake on single activities. And I'm like, that has nothing to do with
that's insecurity, right?
You know what I mean? That has nothing to do with you. If anything, if I fuck up, it's on me. It has nothing to do with him, right? So I'm the one who's committed to you, not me and the homies, right? But anyways,
facts.
Yeah.
Well, let me finish the last half of what I was gonna say, just real quick. Sorry, like it's stuck in my brain and it's just gonna itch if I don't get it out. Sorry. I'm not gonna use myself as an example. I'm gonna say
because you're gonna cut me off regardless.
No. You're gonna cut me off now. Listen,
the crazy part is
10.
You're using me as hypothetical, using you as reality.
No,
go ahead.
I think this will be reality. I really do.
Go ahead.
I want you to imagine Kat can't stand me, and she doesn't have a good reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
I talk too much. When I come over, I'm too loud. You can't really put your finger on it, and maybe neither can she. I think sometimes that happens. Yeah. Personalities are rubbing people the wrong way.
You don't vibe with somebody.
Maybe I get on a soapbox when I'm drunk and I want to talk like politics or something. Like she finds that annoying. She doesn't like that in her house. At first, maybe like, you know, it's fine. You can be friends, but then it's kind of like it's bigger and bigger and bigger. I want you to come over down here. Kat's like, nah, I'm not going down there. I don't like his girl. I don't like him. Here's the deal. Nothing she's doing is like, fine, we're breaking up. No, it sucks. But here's what I promise is going to happen over time. We're going to drift further and further apart because the woman you're in love with, it's just nobody's doing anything toxic or bad, but you're in love with her. Yeah. And it's going to be harder and harder to kick it with me. And so now I'll have to recognize, yeah, we only ever play video games together online because his girl can't stand me. But that'd be understandable. So my point in this thing is, dude left his girl. That's his fault. He wanted to go chase something better. He got left by the wayside, just like how it usually happens when you think the grass is greener. Mm-hmm. And that dude asking his blessing, that is a courtesy above and beyond.
Oh yeah,
above and beyond.
So
if he's already in love,
and not only that, using the term friend here, because I feel like a lot of time titles are only used when it's convenient or it will help develop your own narrative, right?
Because when it's convenient, yeah, exactly. right.
Because prior to the story, we don't know if they were really good friends or not. Again, there's a lot of assuming here, right? But what I've seen done is that, she's to kind of destroy the other person's character. Like, he was my friend and he's with her. I was like, well, we don't know if he met him through her. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Or if he was just an acquaintance.
Are they both longtime friends? Or they all knew each other from school?
You know what I mean? There's always like so many variables. And I feel that when people leave little key details out of a story, or when people are trying to build up a certain narrative, right? Especially like when it comes down to like the nice guy TM, right? Where there's always like on Reddit, there's always like a middle dissertation about what a great person they are all together for them to then explain, and this is why I did what I did, right? So in his case, right? Let's call it for what it is.
Who's his?
I'm not talking about the homie. I'm talking about
the guy who left.
The guy who left, the OP. He's a piece of shit. Let's call it for what it is. The dude left because let's not even talk about him leaving. He was always on the lookout for what he considered or what he thought would be better.
Right. He never liked it like that anyway.
And not only that, he said sexier and something that can upgrade his lifestyle. And the adjective he used to talk about the new shorty, it wasn't like, my new girl. He says this older woman.
To let you know that she was giving him money.
Giving money. Yeah. There was a subtext, if you will. Right?
Can I flip it on you?
Go ahead.
All right. You have confided. This is hypothetical, right?
Yeah.
This is the scene. You have confided in me, and also, by the way, I'm single.
In this scenario,
You have You have confided in me that you're just haven't been feeling Cat that much. Right? We're doing same relationship. We've known each other like same amount of time. We're close like how we are. We got this thing, whatever. And then you tell me that Shorty, she got a place down in Atlanta. She's a lawyer. And I think I'm gonna bounce, man. I'm gonna need help.
Moving out.
I go down there and I help you out. I move you in. And this lawyer chick, she's everything. She's like, man, good man.
Hands across the line.
It sucks. It sucks. Hey, if you fall out, you don't love Cat anymore. You don't love Cat anymore. I'm not gonna be mad that you fall out of love. People fall out of love all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward a month, I haven't heard from you in a while, and it's because you've been spending a lot of time with this girl. But I find out the reason why you kind of fell off the radar was things haven't been that good for you.
I've been.
And
I need a lifeline.
And you call me up, and you're like, hey man, I need some help again. I know you live 3 hours away, but this bitch is kicking me out the house, and this is that, right? And I'm like, okay, bro, this is kind of awkward, man. And I've been meaning to tell you, but we haven't said anything.
Like I actually don't live 3 hours away.
Well, I do, but Cat does too now. And
you know what's crazy? I'm like low key getting triggered because at that point, I don't know.
I'm like, this is just pretend, right?
You know what's crazy about this? That in a hypothetical situation, we'll make the scenario hilarious for any external views. If that confession happened during an episode of the podcast, you know what I mean? You're like, hey man, oh, I didn't tell you?
Hey, no. Imagine, hey man, you should do this one. Do this one. Read this one out this episode.
I was like, oh,
it's me. I put that in there.
I actually wrote that one. Which, by the way, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. At that point, it's different because I might be tempted to throw all the hands.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean,
course,
like
right?
it's one of those things where I was like, but again, in this scenario, it's very different because we're homies, we're bros. You know what I'm saying? Well, at least I think
this
we are.
guy is asking for his hand, right?
Yeah.
This guy, we are.
No,
it's a hypothetical. Calm down.
Whoa, no, hold on, tell me. Because these last 2 episodes, it's been like a revelation. I feel like for like our 100th episode, you know what I mean? Whatever special we decide to do, you would be like, fuck this guy.
Hey, look, if you guys have been paying attention to our last 99 episodes, everybody saw this coming, okay? I don't like this motherfucker.
I didn't know how to tell him. So
I've been dropping him hint after hint after hint.
It doesn't help that I...
But hold on. Let's go back to the thing real quick. The dude is asking for his permission, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think it's safe to assume that they are like close friends for him to like, because otherwise he'd just be like, fuck you, I date your girl now. I don't give a fuck. Like, you know what I mean? And so like...
Well, no, some people can be petty, bro. Some people can be like...
But we're adding stuff. Yeah, let's just say for the sake of argument, they were really good friends and he's asking for his hand.
Okay.
Like, it would be the same thing. So when we put it into the personal story of you and I, like just making it personal, now the dude's anger, the piece of shit who left for the older chick, now his anger
becomes justified.
Understandable, at least. Maybe not justifiable.
Well, yeah,
but at least understandable.
No. I get what you're saying. It makes perfect sense. You know, I think so. My only conclusion here is that everybody minus the older woman are assholes. Because here's the thing. Because like Kiana, right? You're gonna go after the homie? Because I can see it for like an asshole. I'm gonna get back at him for leaving me. I'm gonna get with the homie. I can see that angle too.
What if they just fell into it? What if it's just like chance?
Does it change the fact that every party involved is an asshole? Because same scenario, right? In personal, right? You break up with your lady, right? You find out that me and Man-Eater are a thing.
Yeah, how you like it now? We're flipping. Now it's gonna be you.
Yeah.
You're losing your girl, bitch.
it was even hard for me to get into that scenario because it's just weird to me. It's like,
yeah.
But you know what I'm saying, right? And then
and I'm the one that left
Yeah,
for the upgrade
yeah.
that I thought was better.
and then,
right?
and then you confront me.
I'm gonna.
And then I say that same line, like, bro, it wasn't planned. We just fell into it.
Yep.
Your anger is not gonna get
right. But here's what I'm gonna tell you.
so.
How angry I get, and this is key right here. This is key to everybody out there who's known me since my fuckboy days, right? Is, oh, but you're saying you would do this and that, right? And sometimes my lane chick, like, I'm gonna be honest with you about something right here on the podcast, probably not very smart. But like, let's talk about insecurity, right? One time she had a girls trip down to Miami, and oh no, it wasn't Miami, but she was in DC for a work trip, and she was gonna go out, and she had been going out that week. I never had a problem that week. Didn't have a problem, but on this particular night, she was gonna go out, and it was her, one of her coworkers, who's a woman, and her coworker's dude had come down there to surprise her. And that dude's friend or brother or something.
Oh, yeah.
And they were gonna go out, and now the setup is kind of like a double date kind of looking thing.
I see it.
Looking, right? Now, is there anything wrong with Maneater going out in that scenario? The answer is a hard fucking no. Some people out there listening to this like, yeah, that'd be disrespectful to you, blah, 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 blah. No, merely going out to hang out in that situation is not a problem. Doing shit, right? Like if they start flirting or they go out on their own, like there are ways for that situation to become disrespectful, but simply going is not disrespectful.
I think that's.
But let me tell you, is it triggered my insecurity.
I think it's I think what it is though is that sometimes we get lost in our own hypotheticals within our own minds, especially when conditions for something to happen are met. I don't know if that makes sense. Like,
well, not only that, but conditions that because you used to be a fuckboy, you've seen where things could go.
And not only that, though, it's not even about being a fuckboy. It's also about, this might be controversial, right? But it's also, what conversation, or not know, but most likely what conversation happened in the car of these two dudes. The dude that went to surprise the coworker.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And when I say that, it's because,
Exactly.
we got to use the laws of probability here. What are the chances are that this dude goes like, I'm going to bring my brother with me to a particular, you know what I mean? Not to get into like the details, but I can also feel that the conversation like, bro, isn't she married? Like, bro, but blah, blah, and
You know how it is. Yeah, he's not here.
He's not here, you know what I mean? Or like, you don't know if this particular, let's say if it's my girl, I don't know if she has vented or recently vented to her coworker friend that things with me are not going well. And that person interpreted it as, hey, yo, I don't know. She ain't say that. She said that her and Chris are fighting right now. So, and the dude's like, bet, hey, yo, Robo, get in the car. We're going to go meet with these girls up. Now,
so here's where I'll push back.
What's up?
I can summarize everything you just said. It's not that I don't trust her. I don't trust men.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't like that saying.
Actually,
and
I don't even.
And here's why. And I told Marlene this.
You don't like the saying.
It's real. It's the realistic part of it is she goes, oh, so you're saying you don't trust dudes, you just don't trust me? Or no, you trust me, you just don't trust dudes. I'm like, no, like, oh, so you don't trust me? And I tell her this. It's just real. This is not hypothetical. I say, I do trust you, or else I wouldn't be married to you. You know what I mean? But I trust you as much as I trust any other human being, and you are not infallible. So maybe that's just me rationalizing my insecurity. But really, the entire point I wanted to give was, if I had a problem with that situation, of course, that. And maybe other people, like Miley's been telling me this a lot, Manny's been telling me this a lot lately. Like you just think that because you used to be a piece of shit. I'm like, okay, fair. That's fine. I don't know the relationship. I don't know the reality of it. But the fact of the matter is that maybe they didn't have that conversation. But I think they probably did. Like, shit, if she wants to hit, she's gonna hit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But here's the deal. If I trusted her, who gives a fuck what they said in the car on the way there? Right? I'm only insecure because I'm like, okay, so we did fight early this week, yada, yada, yada. Now, here was the actual point of this whole story. Here's the reason why I said that. I expressed my insecurity with it. I said, I don't really like that. That is a situation that you're going out on. And she goes, well, I didn't get to see DC. We fly home tomorrow, so I'm not allowed to see DC nightlife because her dude brought a friend that I didn't ask for. And it was like, okay, I told her, I don't know what you want me to say. Like, I'm just telling you how I feel. And in this particular situation, she's like, noted. I love you. I'm going out. Now, how did I react to that? I said, okay, that's fair. Now, am I still upset? Am I at home like, of course. This is the problem with like people who think like, oh, you're just supposed to let people blah 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 blah. I'm like, no. You are allowed. You could be upset. I think it's fucking dumb when you see those people who don't touch grass. These 20-year-olds Twitter people who are like, you're not allowed to get mad at nothing or else you're a piece of shit. Like, bro, everyone has emotions and maybe they're not all valid, but the fact of the matter is they exist. And so, yes, I was still upset, but it wasn't like nothing that I need to break up with anybody for. I had to recognize that it wasn't me. Like you being mad, right? Me being mad that you and Maneater end up together in the hypothetical,
was, yes.
is understandable. That is normal. That doesn't make us wrong, and that doesn't make you right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say we're all assholes in that scenario.
You want to say
It
that?
means that. I don't think so.
Okay.
It depends on how it went down. There's too many. It's like not enough information, right?
That's fair. There's too many working variables there that it's
like let's say okay, boom, this happens, right? I'm out doing my thing, right? I'm with some older lady who's following me around the world. My Maneater's like hitting you up and just like, what the fuck happened? Can you please help me out? And you're like, look, I'm sorry, I don't really want to get involved. Like I just helped him move. I'm sorry. Like, I just don't understand. And you want to help her out. And like, you don't see it coming. And it's like, man, I feel fucking bad.
It could be one of those
George
things.
is an asshole for this.
It could be one of those things.
And then you fall for each other.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Because it could be one of those
and I would still be angry. I still would want to fight you. But that doesn't mean you're wrong.
That'll make a great episode. I'm lying. I'm joking. That's fucked up. No, the point is that I get it.
Fighting it? Are you whoop my ass?
No, it's not. Hey,
like, I'm 11 years younger and I box all the time. I don't know. We could try it. We could try it if you want.
Yeah, but I also got nerfed like in 2018. Bad heart, asthma. You know what I mean? So
whoever gets a heart attack first, that's the loser.
that would be but overall though, back to the Twitter raid, the thread, bro, don't break them up, just move on, you know what I mean, and find new shelter place.
But he didn't say should he said how do you break them up.
Oh yeah, no, I'm telling him don't. Back in your younger years, right, can you actually remember who was your first celebrity crush, like the very first one?
I think it was Christina Applegate from Married with Children.
Really? Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. I can see that, actually. Okay, so that's your very first. How old were you when you were like, okay, this is my first crush?
I don't know, man. Shit, actually, might even be earlier than that. Actually, I want to say. Yeah. You're talking about celebrity, right?
Celebrity crush. Yeah. Now I'm talking about real life crush.
So check this out.
IRL.
You might not even have heard of this one. I'm gonna date myself here, right here. This is a good.
I was hoping you did that.
Yes. Yeah. You ever heard of Three's Company?
Yes.
The blonde chick, she was supposed to be like the bimbo-y kind of one, right? The more like airheady kind of one. Like I want to say before Married with Children, it was them. It was the Three's Company's chicks.
Plural chicks.
Yeah, because the setting, I forget what the dude's name is. I think he's like a MAGA dude now, I want to say. I can't remember. Don't quote me. So that's John Ritter.
Yeah, that sounds.
And
that sounds
so
right.
So yeah. So Suzanne Summers.
Okay, I know Suzanne.
So Suzanne, I
I
didn't know her name until just now, but I recognized the name. I didn't know that was her. But I would say, I think Suzanne Summers was my first celebrity crush. And I had to have been like, what year is this? Like, oh shit. It started 3 years before I was born. And then it probably, and then so 5 years. So I probably was like 5. Yeah. 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. For me, my celebrity crush was actually the very first one that I knew. I was like, oh, I'm feeling things, right?
Oh, yeah.
Was the Pink Power Ranger, Kimberly. I don't even know the actor's name yet. But I kid you not, man. Like,
that's what's up.
I remember, like, I used to hate Tommy. May he rest in peace. Well,
yeah.
Was it Tommy? No, it's Jason.
Hey, it's problematic as fuck, by the way. How all our 5-year-old selves are all like picking these white girls.
So, hey, I was thinking about it, bro. But let's be real. There was not a lot of representation in the media back in the day.
Yeah, I blame the media.
Yeah,
I blame the media.
However,
not enough diversity.
However, if I will say this much. I also was crushing hard. French Prince, you got Hillary and Ashley Banks.
Ashley Banks.
Yeah, both of them. I was like, man.
Especially Ashley Banks, though, right?
Yes. But yes,
Hillary. I think the only thing that messed me up with Hillary was her character.
Okay.
Like obviously she's real pretty,
Yeah.
but like she's attractive, but it's
she's
like
ditzy and stuff like that.
yeah, and then like just I don't know, there was just something annoying about her character. But Ashley Banks, I remember having a crush on her for sure.
I remember there was one episode, and I remember getting mad, right, where it was the dude from that plays Steve Urkel. I keep forgetting his name, right? He was in an episode. Apparently, like they were dating, or they were like on and off, and he came back for this one episode, and he was trying to smash, and like they were like trying to lose their virginity to each other until Carlton and Will Cobb blocked the whole situation. But I was like, I remember I never cheer harder for this duel to like Cobb block. I was like, don't let this happen, which obviously childish because
right.
Yeah, but definitely, but officially. I think it was Kimberly, the Pink Ranger. I don't know why. Like
Jaleel White. That's what.
Yeah.
His name is.
He's still Steve Urkel in my eyes.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I would say that's So how old were you, Pink Ranger? And so like.
With the pink,
so what was it? Fresh
pink,
Prince is 1990 to 1996. How old are you?
Well,
you're like 3, 4.
Yeah, but I didn't watch them. Like I didn't watch those shows. Well, at least. Power Rangers, I think I was like 5 years old, right? And, But I know I was like around 10 or 11 when I started watching the Fresh Prince, because at that point I could understand more of the nuance of the show.
So Pink Ranger is the first one for sure.
First one for sure. But then,
did they have Spanish dubs?
They did actually. Yeah. Terrible dubs, by the way. But
really?
Yeah. It's like watching it now, like the only thing Spanish dubs are good at is, believe it or not, is anime.
Anime?
Yeah. Anime Spanish dub is actually pretty good. You don't get that same level. Well, maybe now you do because it became very mainstream. But like back in the day when people maybe now still to this day when people be like, oh, you watch it dubbed, you fucking loser. Watch it in Japanese. Like, bitch, you watch it in Japanese with subtitles. Like, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like,
you read it in English.
Like, loser. Yeah, bitch. But
so
go ahead.
So here's what I find interesting about this whole thing, right? So if we're doing Three's Company, I'm saying like 5, 6. If you're doing Pink Ranger for you, you're talking about same age range, right? Mm-hmm. Here's another question for you. Here's another one. What about real life? Do you remember like your first like girlfriend?
I remember my first crush, but I don't think I had like a. You know how people be having like, oh, that's my girl. That's his little girlfriend, whatever.
Like even if it lasted a day, even if it lasted one recess session, like that's my girlfriend, and then the next day it wasn't anymore or whatever. No.
It's crazy.
You don't remember a girl from kindergarten, first grade, not like that?
No, I didn't have like I will have to ask like my mom or something. But like to my knowledge, I never had somebody where like I was like.
But you were crushing. You just don't remember a single person, but you crushed on girls.
Well, yes, I crushed. My first official no bullshit crush, she was actually a teenager, right?
How old were you?
I think I was in 3rd grade.
So I just like, look, I know what kind of channel we run in here and all this stuff, and I just think it's wild, man. Like as dudes, I still think it matches, right? It still fits the theme of what we talk about here. I think it's a little bit wild, man, how like there are certain parts of the political spectrum, the right, that talk about like sexuality as if it's always about fucking.
True.
Like you cannot talk about sexuality as a human topic without it being and they're never sincere about it, right? Because we know that they do the same thing too, like, oh, you got a little girlfriend, right? But it's about this whole thing that's happening in Florida and how like people are like, oh, stop sexualizing our children.
Fuck Ron DeSantis.
Oh, gay?
Sorry.
Huh?
I said fuck Ron DeSantis.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure.
I just had to say that out loud. But go ahead.
Yeah, dude, right? But it's more like, the fact of the matter is that they know that that's not accurate, but they can only think of like LGBT plus issues in the context of
sexualities,
fucking.
Oh, yeah.
Like fucking. Like, you know what I mean? It's like if we're talking about husbands and wives, we could talk about that without the context of having sex, right? We could talk about girlfriends and boyfriends in 3rd grade. Without the context of having sex.
Well, you know what it is.
But if they're gay, that's it. It's only porn scenes involved.
The thing is, a lot of people struggle also with the concept of intimacy, right? And not to be like get even deeper in this.
You about to Dr. Phil me?
You know what? Nah, fuck it. Next episode, I ain't.
No. Go ahead.
No, my feelings are hurt. My feelings are hurt, bro.
I'll play. Go ahead. I'll just play around.
No, because
So people try. You're right. Yeah.
Oh, thank you for the positive affirmation. Nah, but yo, stop it. Para, Robo, para. All right, what I was gonna say was that when it comes down to like intimacy, like people when talking about any type of relationship, they assume that the end all be all is fucking, right?
Right.
And don't understand.
Right.
Like I always say this that I've never. So me and my girl been together 6 years, right? I've never had a point where I'm actually glad she's gone. One of the things that I even when I want to be alone, I want to enjoy her presence, if that makes sense. Like we could be alone together. Like I could be playing my game, she can be watching a movie behind me, and we're not talking, but we're near each other, right? So there's like a form of intimacy, right? Now, when you talk about intimacy, also in the context of like, for example, sex, I was like, yeah, the fucking is great, but I like the hugging, the cuddling, the flirting that happens in between. A lot of people just struggle with that because if I tell them like, yeah, not so much anymore because TikTok is a thing, but back in the day, if you tell somebody that you enjoy being little spoon, and they'd be like, "The fuck is wrong with you?" Or that you cuddle with somebody and you didn't smash, the fuck is wrong with you? Right? People just struggle with that concept of intimacy, right? So when they they start to project to the LGBTQ, it was like, oh, how can XYZ happen? They has to be fucking. That's what they're teaching. That's what they're putting out there. It was like, no, that's not the case.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna say that's too charitable, and here's why. Toward them, right? I think you're right. First of all, nothing you said is wrong, but I think that's being too charitable to them because they can do it when it's in the context of straight shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? They can look at their toddler at preschool, have a crush on a girl and go, that's your girlfriend, and nobody thinks that's weird, right? They can look at a toddler having a crush on their hot neighbor's mom, like, right? And then everyone going, oh, someone has a crush. And then, you know what I mean?
You know what? You're right.
They could do that. But when it's gay, it's only fucking. And I think it's because most of them shits, that's the only context that, when they go home and they look at gay porn, that's the only context they know of that shit, right? But I just think when they sit there and they go, like, no kids thinking about that. That's all. That's the only thing I wanted to get out of this is like everybody knows that they have had a crush. They knew that they were straight at some point. And we can go, and it's not 13 when you fucking first pick up your mom's Japanese. Japanese.
What was going on in your house?
J.C. Penney catalog.
I
don't know how that came out Japanese.
Like the Japanese marital aid. I was like, I was like, whoa, bro. You talking about me taking shit to a whole nother level.
It's before you found your mom's J.C. Penney catalog. You know what I mean? It's before puberty. So I think it's hilarious when people like act like that kids couldn't know what their sexuality is when we all knew what our sexuality was, like by kindergarten at least.
Can I share a story real quick? By the way, kids are spoiled, right? When it comes down to like access to adult content, right? Because it was either unscrambling the Spice Channel or
seeing the nipple maybe on the wavy,
or worse yet, like trying to get the pay-per-view, racking up that cable bill while, and then next thing you know,
without getting caught.
And I getting caught next thing you know, because it can only be you. You know what I mean? But anyways, kids are spoiled right now. They have titties in their phones. Back in the day, we had to struggle to get our shit. Yep. Which leads me to this story. So one time, me and my cousins, we found one of my uncle's, I don't even think
30 magazines.
It wasn't even a Playboy. It wasn't even a, Playboy. It was much raunchier, right? And it was a group of us, right? Now, we all taking turns with this thing. Like, and eventually, chaos erupts. The Civil War. Nah, bro. Chris, you had that shit last. And you were there for having, like, bro, come on. I was done mad quick. But how about Alan? He always gets the shit first. So we decided to amicably rip out pages. which started another war. Because like, nah, how come his page is two side, my shit has this, and an ad for perfume on the other side, or so it became a whole,
whatever it was,
whatever it was. Honestly,
yeah,
I don't know why.
Probably a blow up doll or like a giant fist dildo or something.
Something. Our magazines were different in DR.
Perfume, sex toys, whatever.
Whatever helps to gets you in the mood, right? But anyway, so it became a whole civil war thing. Like, I don't know if the hands were thrown. I was satisfied because I got the page that I wanted, because there was a particular page that had somebody that this is my show right here. But, but what's hilarious about this entire scenario is that I always think back at this, right? And think in the context of how, even by today's standards, a lot of those pages, or even like the videos that we will see, is very softcore, even when it's labeled hardcore.
Right.
Now it's just I just type in keywords. You know what I'm saying? And then like the fact that you can not only catalog your taste and be like, I'm feeling multiple people today. And then I mean, people be grateful for what you have. That's the point. That's my message. Be grateful for what you have, because it wasn't this simple back in the day.
Kind of as an aside, do you think so? There's something I wanted to talk about before we get out of here, and I struggle with this sometimes. There is this idea out there. Every time you see like a douchebag, every time you see somebody do something like catcall or act like a complete like alpha chud, right? Like I've said this before on my stream, but like the reason why my brand is Beta Boy TV is because anybody who's ever used the label alpha and they have content out there, they're just complete cringe. Like I'm like, no. I want to be, if that's out, fine, I'm beta then. You know what I'm saying? Like, but here's the deal. Like, do you think porn is to blame for a lot of this? Like this idea that, oh, they must like that. They must like the way we send that. And like yeah, that's why you hear sometimes women like, stop slapping my pussy like that. Like, stop it.
I think yes, I want to say yes and no, right? And I know I'm picking.
You know how much I love yes and no.
I know, yes. Only because
you are correct and incorrect all at once.
All at once, yeah. Hey, I did get processed at one time, so let's see if
you're right.
So for a lot of dudes that have never interacted with a woman, or other interactions have ended on an L, I can see them getting their entire, I don't know, dating process or shit, just how they view women as a whole from porn, right? But there's the no part is because there's actually douchebags out there who, against all odds, are successful with women and still spit out that bullshit alpha male rhetoric and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So I want to say that for a select demographic, I feel that yes, that porn might be to blame how they act towards, because that's the only interaction, or not the only interaction, that's what they want out of women. That's the access to it. But to another half, maybe a small minority who are even successful when it comes down to like hooking up with women.
Sure.
I don't think porn is the. I feel like they really do believe it. Kind of like how I put this, like how I saw like this TikTok video or like this compilation TikTok video, like a bunch of like MAGA students, right? Like, oh, I had to pretend to be a liberal so I can pass my class, right? And they thinking it's funny. It's like, yeah, dumbass, because there's no data out there to support your dumbass views, right? Same thing with like with the alpha chat. They'd be like, oh, I have to pretend not to be a simp to get with with old girl. But I'm like, no, you didn't pretend to be a simp. You actually treated her like a person, and then she liked that, her being treated, being respected, treated as a person, what you call a simp. But then you feel that your alpha views are still correct. So that's why I say yes and no. Maybe I don't know. You tell me. Do you think porn is to blame?
Yeah. So I think a little bit. I do think that it's mostly to blame, actually. And I think the reason why is the direction I thought you were going in is, since that is the outcome, that is typically for these like those chud types, that is the outcome that they're looking for, right? That's, remember, because kind of like how we talked about in the last episode, it's just like the inability to look at somebody in a way that makes you want to have a relationship with them in the way we do friends, right? But if all you want out of the person is sex, then then porn is your guide because you're already an idiot anyway, right? So this is how you treat people. Now, the reason why I'm bringing that up is there is something that is always said to these types of people. Check the comments, check Twitter, and it's always around the idea that these dudes get no pussy, or play in general, right? And that, oh, this is definitely virgin talk, or spoken like somebody who never gets laid. And here's my thing. Because of my military background, because of the kind of friends that I used to have in my 20s, 30s,
39.
So here's the deal.
But not really.
Is you see it work.
Yeah.
You see it work. So the reason why I brought this up, so there's somebody on Twitter puts out a tweet and it goes, "Why are men?" Got a message from a guy I had a huge crush on in middle and high school. Remember that now. Mm-hmm. Had a huge crush on in middle and high school. That's a long time. Haven't spoken since graduation. Then he sends me a video of his dick and says, "Don't judge me. I'm sorry." All caps, "Judging the shit out of you, fucking creep." Jesus. Now, before I get into like the actual, like what I want to talk about with this, let me just say that just like last episode, I said people fumble the bag, right? If you just knew how to be a fucking, this woman had a crush on you through middle and high school, prepubescent, went through her a sexual maturation called puberty, and then still had a crush on you. All you had to do was be normal.
Some people just get on their own way, man. They can't
for real. Okay, you're so stupid that you could not secure this, and clearly he wanted to, or else he wouldn't have done what he did.
Nah, I can see the argument, especially coming from him. Like, oh, I didn't know she had a crush from back in the day. Like, yeah, motherfucker, but
yeah, just be normal anyway. Then
I was it's like yes, but now you know for the worst reasons, because if you would have just like say, "Hey, how you doing? It's been a long time. Want to catch up and get some coffee?"
Yeah.
Bro, you would have been
exactly.
You know what I mean? That video would have been a live session.
Right. Now, here's the deal. So that's number one, right? Just like how funny it is that these dudes like cut off their own feet, and I think that's hilarious. But then someone on Twitter is like, has that tactic ever worked? All I've ever seen is people getting called out by women they send it to. Now, this is very, 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 very common. I see this a lot. When you see people get catcalled and like, "Woo, hey, what's up, shorty? Hey, come over here, blah, blah, blah." And you see in the comments like, that shit never works. That shit never works. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, people. It works.
Surprisingly, way more than you think.
Absolutely. Now, we can say, and I always hear the same type, whenever I tell people this is the same kind of qualifiers, "Oh, those are women who don't respect themselves. Those are damaged women. Those are women with self." Well, I'm not saying like who it works for, because I agree with you. That's why, like, when you look at things like the pickup artists, all these people, I'm telling you right now, every single one of these ladies that all that fresh and fit shit works on, they are people who are. That's why we call them predators, because someone who's like mentally mature, healthy, had a good upbringing, like doesn't have like trauma they're dealing with, doesn't have attachment disorders. This shit doesn't work on them. You try that fresh and fit shit, they look at you like you're dumb as fuck, and they're like, okay. You look at somebody who doesn't know how to differentiate love from trauma because of their childhood or whatever, that's when it works on, right? So you're predators. You're looking for that weak gazelle, right? Mm-hmm. Now, all that aside, the fact of the matter is it works. I've literally been at a gas station pumping gas and seen girls walking to their car and another group of dudes, hey, come here, hey, mommy, come here, hey. And you look, now, if Twitter was reality, the girls would be like, shut up. Right? And that happens, right? That happens. My wife has more than one stories of like, I'm never going to gas station again. And I know she's not sitting there fucking like, smiling and giving out numbers and shit. Like, She feels not safe. She feels harassed. And I would say, we could even say 99% of women would feel unsafe and harassed in this situation. But whether it's 1%, 10%, whatever it is, there is some percent, like I saw, like I've seen with my own two eyeballs, of someone who's like giggles, laughs, enjoys the attention, goes over there, hands the number, and does their thing. Right? Somebody whose name we won't bring up. I did get their permission to read it off, but we'll block the name. Precisely once, I was kind of tempted by an unsolicited pic, but that was a perfect storm of being horny, lonely, and impulsive after a breakup. And he was very attractive. Still shut that shit down and told him off for being a creep. I was not going to reward that behavior. They then go on and go, oh, and I was drunk. Basically, if it does work, it's because you caught a woman at an extremely vulnerable state, and she is not going to respect you. She will come away from that thinking you are a disgusting creep, and you will never hear from her again. It's not a win. Perfect. I will say that you caught her in an extremely vulnerable state is a possibility, because I think what that part of the sentence implies, like in their case, I'm going through a breakup, I'm lonely, I'm horny, right? But sometimes that vulnerable state is it's long, it's years, it's a state of being for a lot of women because of their childhood, because of trauma, because of lack of self-worth, right? And that is who it's going to work on. You know what I mean? So my bottom line with that is, and then I'll let you go, is my bottom line is, the last thing I'm going to say about it is, like, if you're a dude hearing this, does sending a dick pic work? Does screaming out your window work? Does just catcalling while she's trying to like work out or pump her gas work? Sure. Sometimes. But here's what you have to know, right? And if you're a piece of shit, then you're a piece of shit, I guess. You know, whatever. But you have to know this. In the small percentage of times that it does work and you end up getting laid or a number or whatever, these are women who are responding because they are hurt people, because they have maladaptive properties in their mind. You know what I mean? And for the 99 other percent of women, you are traumatizing them. You are putting them in a case where they feel unsafe, where they feel sexually harassed. And if you're like, fuck those 99%, I can't wait to find the one who thinks so low of herself that she's gonna let me hit.
Based on a dick pic, bro. That's.
I mean, but bro, every time you see that happen, though, here's what it is, and this is why I know it has to work at least some, right? For this one that we just read off, it almost worked. He's hot. He probably has a good looking dick. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, I kind of want to fuck right now. God damn, I wish I didn't have to not reward this behavior. You know?
So the thing is, okay.
So by the way, I'm glad it happened twice, and I just caught this. Look where she was in her mind. Yeah. Another fumble of the bag. Another fumble of the bag. They wanted to, they clearly are human beings who apparently human beings like to have sex, right? I heard. They were ready. If you had just been a normal person, they probably would have been like, let's do it.
But here's okay, but you know what though? There's some the dudes that do this shit, like, even like that 1% chance that it works though, right? Like, I play odds, right? Like 1% versus a 99 is not good odds, bro. And to me, it's like, look how not only are they fumbling the bag, right? It's more of this is self-destructive, because if I'm talking to somebody, my first instinct is not dick pic time. You know what I mean? Like, like there's it has to be requested, or like the conversation's already on that steamy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not like
she sent you some shit. Like, okay, let me send some shit back.
Blah. It's never like, yo, especially if I'm already trying to set up, I'm just talking to this person first time or whatever the case may be. It's just, I don't know. Now, before we do head out, I do have a question. Is there a female to male equivalent of a dick pic, right? Obviously, it's not, because I know 80% of dudes will be like, I would love to get a pussy pic, blah, blah. But I'm just saying, like, but what is like a toxic behavior from a woman to a man that is equivalent or has the same? Because I can't think of one now. I'm pretty sure like once we're done, after like I'll be like, oh, is this?
No, I can right now.
Go ahead, tell me.
Yeah. So check this out. First of all, no, there is no equivalent because typically, based on like, and I speak in a general way, right? Now, maybe you are a dude who was raped by his teacher or something, like all the shit that supposedly never happens. Yeah, there is going to be some shit that like there's probably triggers for some, but in a general sense, in a cultural sense, you're not gonna. Men don't really get. Straight men are not typically assaulted by other straight women in that way.
When I say equivalent, I don't mean like a shot for shot. I'm talking about something
I know what you mean.
Okay, got it.
Like it kind of gives you that same kind of at least some sense of negativity, right?
Yeah, like oh my god, like block or whatever.
Right, and let me tell you, first of all, on the dating scene, right? Even like if I'm not even talking about fuckboy days, like in the same kind of state of mind that I was in when I met my current wife, the idea of wanting pretty much every interaction to eventually get to sex is like, okay, that's normal. I like sex. Like that doesn't mean that I'm not just using them, but like this would be dope. I haven't had sex in a while. Let's do this, right? Or some shit. There have been times where I am out there doing whatever on whatever dating app, and particularly on Tinder, right? Because I met my wife in 2014, so like Hinge, Bumble, all that stuff wasn't around yet.
Tinder was the
so
pioneer.
Really, huh?
Tinder was like the pioneer.
Yeah, but I mean, you also had Plenty of Fish too.
Yeah, but that wasn't swipe. That wasn't like a.
That's
swipe
right.
one.
You're right. Yeah, as far as apps go, but yeah, so like mine was I was in the Plenty of Fish Tinder era, right? And every now and then I'd get a connection, and there'd be somebody that was like, "Here's my titties," and I'm gonna be honest with you, like kind of a turnoff.
Yeah, because it takes away the I don't want to say the chase, the interaction, the getting from point A to point B. Right.
The interaction is gone. Also, I feel like I'm sitting there like, this is even real. This is probably not even real.
Like
nowadays,
it's a bot.
Right, it's a bot. It's a fake. And also like I'm like, yeah. And by the way, that's not to say that. Okay. I got an example. I don't remember her name or anything. Obviously, it was just a one-time thing, but I got an example of a. Again, it's not equivalent because it's more like a disappointment kind of thing. There was somebody I matched with, very attractive. Look at their profile, right? We match, like chatted like a couple times, and then boom, like showed me like, and then sent me a picture with like her in her panties or something like that. Now, I'm like, okay, the conversation went that way. We met up and did our thing, but I'm not gonna lie, I was like low key disappointed.
I see what you mean.
I was like, not because there's nothing. I'm not saying anything about putting on the first night. I'm not saying about talking about sex the first time. It was because the way she did it let me know I'm not looking for a relationship. I'm just looking to find somebody to fuck real quick. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh man, I kind of like you.
I'm a big I get that, but I also think I'm big on like segues. You know what I'm saying? Like it to me, things have to proceed. You saw what I did there?
Yeah.
I like things to proceed naturally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So real quick, and I'll close with this one, right? I promise.
I got one more example.
You ask. Go ahead.
Let me do the example. That way you can talk and go right into the closing.
Yes, sir.
And it's gonna be like flawless. It's gonna be good.
We just talked about segue and like how I love
and nobody listening is gonna expect it either. So check this out. I remember one time. This is in Tacoma. I'm out there. And maybe I was, I don't know. Maybe I was emotionally not in a good place either because I was like fresh off a breakup. I'm in the Steel Creek in Tacoma. It's a country club.
Sounds terrible.
It mostly was, but there was you met people, okay? All right, so but here's the deal:
what's going on?
This girl, this lady comes up, and she goes, "Hi, blah blah blah," and she goes, "First question: Are you married?" And I'm like, "I'm not." And it's a military town, so I get it. And then she goes like this. And she's cute. She's pretty. Like, there's nothing wrong with her. She goes like this. She goes, "Okay, good. You're coming home with me. Let's go." Like that. I'm like, what? She goes, "Okay, sorry. I'm a nursing student. I haven't been laid in almost a year. You're hot. Let's go back to my apartment. It's like down the street. And I said, it is not, I'm telling you, this is not a humble brag. I literally was like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. And not even for not for STD reasons, not for any of the smart reasons. It was just kind of like such an awkward, like, what? Like, no.
Okay, so the result the same, but our reasoning is slightly different. Especially back in the day, right? My ego was a little too inflated and I'm like, because the first thing that popped in my head is, let's say she was like really attractive and like you said, right? I'd be like, who the fuck are you? You don't tell me what to do. Like that would be like that would have been my
toxic,
like,
toxic
as fuck though, because I had a very okay. So there was this one, not my example, but this reminded me of this. There was this one girl, very very attractive, right? Who I ain't gonna lie, if she wouldn't have said this to me one time when we out,
she fumbled a bag.
That ass. I legit I was like able to continue shooting my shot, right? And one day we were hanging out partying. We just got done dancing, so we went back to a little group of friends or whatever, and we were just joking about shit and yada yada yada. One thing led to another. She said like, I can have you if I want to. Like if I say to you that you're gonna come home with me, you're gonna come home with me. Her saying that, I was like, the fuck I am. Like
now definitely not.
Like,
I'm
definitely
with you.
not.
I've definitely been there.
And I was like, and all my homies was like, bro, are you serious? Again, she was attractive. I'm like, no, only because, like, again, she's bad, whatever. But this whole thing that I can have you whenever I want thing, or you're gonna come with me. Like, I feel like I need to have a say in the matter. Like, I don't know, my ego. He was like, oh, you fumble. And even after the fact, I was like, maybe I should have just swallowed my pride and just like. Because now
I don't think I've ever been in a situation like that, but I definitely can relate. Right? But I think what I would have done was went home alone to prove a point, but then hit her up the next morning and be like, all right.
It was
you learn your lesson? Let's go on a date.
Well, the weird part about that, no, because me and her into this, we never hooked up because we entered this weird tug of war of who's gonna like give in first when it comes down to like pride thing. Nobody got shit. Like,
and we just became best friends actually, and we started
a podcast together. JK.
Oh shit! What's the podcast called?
Something about timelines.
What's the podcast called?
You know what? I'm not even gonna go with my example. All I'm gonna say, hey yo, mi gente, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this episode. Shout out to everybody that supported us. We appreciate it. Real talk. And like I said, man, we're here for you guys. Just shooting the shit. Robo, any parting words?
Spotify, TikTok, Instagram. Boost us up. We got a little. We're gonna like announce a prize later once we get our numbers to a certain level. We're thinking of something to do, probably something that causes some sort of like pain and humiliation. Like maybe like eating like some like hot chips and then who knows. But stay tuned. But go out there and make sure you share our shit. Share, like, comment, do all the things that the algorithm loves. Because we're trying to do something.
Bro, what's up with this transition? I go from like, hey yo, nobody is telling me what to do because of my pride. Now I'm like, look, if you guys like and subscribe, I'll eat a hot.
Yeah, that'd be like super cool.
Like
I would really like it.
Something that would like cause me internal distress.
Yeah, I'll eat this. I'll fucking eat this right now, man. I just need 1,000 followers, bro.
Peace.